Hey, this is Pat, and today we are checking out the all-new REAX Alta 2 riding jacket. Now, if you're not familiar with the Alta 2, this is replacing one of the most popular jackets in REAX's line, which is the original Alta. And if you're looking at it, it is a textile and mesh main construction, great for summer riding. I'm thinking about you commuters, anybody riding around the city who just wants to look like they're blending in. But you do have a waterproof layer underneath there that can be worn over top of or underneath the jacket. Spurgeon is currently wearing it underneath there. So it's got a lot of versatility, can get you, through the spring, through the summer, and even creeping into the winter, depending on your climate and your, preference to riding temperatures. This can really stretch your riding season even farther into the ends of the spectrum there. But before we get too long-winded talking about the jacket, let's talk about the fit real quick. Spurgeon on my left, he weighs 220 pounds. He's 6'3", has a 44-inch chest. He's currently wearing a size extra large. And if you look at the sizing chart, he's actually right between an XL and a 2 extra large, but I think the extra large with that waterproof liner underneath fits him spot on. The one thing that we noted, it's a little bit short in the sleeves. Would have liked to see a little bit of length there. So anybody who's riding more of an aggressive riding position, you're gonna get that bend in there. It's gonna pull up on you just a little bit. So just keep that in mind. But if you're looking on sizing and referencing that sizing chart, you should be all set with your chest measurement. Looking at the top of this jacket and working our way down here for $250, which doesn't change from the older Alta 2, which I like. They didn't change the price, but they gave you a lot of feature updates. One of the biggest feature updates I think does a great job. Overall color, to me, looks a lot better. They're all gonna be a bit more monochromatic. They're not gonna have different colors. The old version had, green with black or black and black, gray and black. This is gonna be all one solid color, and I think that does really well. We've seen other jackets with a lot of success out there, so I think REAX is going in the right direction there. Another feature I really like is just the sheer increase in all the stretch. You're getting about 30% more stretch up to the collarbones, down the sides. Really helps getting into that riding position really easy, and it's really comfortable, especially if you're riding all day long. Starting up at the collar though, you do have a short 1-inch tall Mandarin style collar. It doesn't jam into the neck or anything like that. And they added a nice leather trim around the edge just to make it a little bit more comfortable. Again, for you riders out there maybe going all day or riding to the office or something like that, you get that comfort up there in the collar. Coming down from the collar, across the collarbone and into the shoulders, you're getting 1200 denier at the shoulders as well as the elbows, which I think complements the 600D ripstop throughout the rest of the jacket really well. So I think they did a great job of adding that beefier material in the key zones. You want to make sure that it's protected. You get that in the shoulder as well as the elbow with that mesh and stretch running down the inner sleeve. But at the shoulder and the elbows, you're also getting CE2 armor, and they upgraded the SazTech armor from before to the AXIAL CE Level 2 Air armor. I think it's really malleable, much softer than the SazTech, and it's got a lot more ventilations throughout, so it's going to help not hinder any of that air flowing through the jacket and getting to your body to make sure you're cooled off on those hotter riding days of the year. Continuing down the sleeve, one thing I wanted to point out, you do have reflective at the outer shoulder. You also get some stretch. We'll see it at the side profile with Spurgeon. Just don't turn just yet, but we'll see that over there. Really, like I said, helps get into the riding position much more comfortable than we've seen from the older versions. Flipping over on the cuff, you do have a zipper closure down here for getting it in and out of the jacket. And again, you can see all that stretch running down the sleeve just to make it a little bit more comfortable. No adjustment points, which would have been nice maybe up at the bicep or down at the forearm, but again, that stretch helps hold the rest of the material in place. Looking up at the front of the jacket, you do have a YKK zipper running down the entire front for your main entry, and they added a nice vertical pocket here at the chest. One thing I like is it's mesh lined, so it's not going to block any of that airflow going through the body when it's coming up and over the bike. You're going to be able to cool off right there, even if you have anything stuffed in there. Two lower hand warmer pockets that do zip down and has a key holster in the one pocket. That helps if it's not going to rattle open. If it's going to rattle at all, it's going to continue to close, so all your valuables are nice. Yeah, there you go. There's the key holder in there. All the valuables are going to be really secure in there if you're out riding for extended periods of time. Spurgeon, do me a favor. Go ahead and face the side and hit the riding position for me. One thing I want to note, I said it at the beginning, and I'm going to say it a lot throughout this video, a lot more stretch running up the back of the shoulder blades, down at the elbow like I pointed out before, and all the sides. The side is pure 500D stretch running down the side with 2 slide adjusters that they added in for this version here. You do have a Velcro hem adjuster down at the base, and you can actually see a little bit of that taper coming to the back just to help in that riding position. You're not going to be exposing, any plumber's crack or anything like that. It's going to keep you nice and secure out there on the ride from anybody behind you. Go ahead and face the back for me, dude. Reflective REAX logo up at the upper spine, as well as a huge panel of mesh running down the entire back. That's going to flow a ton of air. One thing I wanted to point out, it doesn't come with the back protector in there. There's actually just a piece of foam in there for a placeholder. You're going to want to make sure you add that in there. It's a highly prone area to getting hurt in an accident, so you want to make sure you're protecting that, adding in maybe the AXIAL armor or armor from another brand. Make sure you add that in there, and just so you're protected out there on the ride. And again, I pointed out, but here's a great view of that drop seat down at the base. You can go ahead and spin around for me, Spurgeon. Go ahead and open up the front. Let's get a picture of that inside, which we're gonna see that right before you open that. This is that waterproof liner that I talked about, and you kind of see it is exposed seams and everything like that, but they are seam sealed, so it's gonna be 100% waterproof. That goes inside, and it actually zips into the inside. When you're putting it over top of, it actually reverses inside out, so you don't get any of the tape seams or anything like that exposed. It's gonna have a nice finished look to it. You have a Napoleon pocket over here on the left-hand side, and let me just go ahead and open this up so we can see the inside of the jacket here. You have mesh on the inside, couple stash pockets, as well as a waterproof Napoleon pocket and some waterproof stash pockets down here. But you do have belt loops at the back if you want to connect these up to a REAX pair of riding jeans or any other riding jeans out there. You can really cinch those up. But there you have it. That's the REAX Alta 2 jacket. Again, I think with the overall stretch increase, the updated armor, getting that 1200D all down, and the updated coloring throughout, I think this is a great option, especially since REAX did not change the price. It's still sitting at that $250 price point. But if you have any other questions, click that info button. That's going to take you over to the product page where you can read other rider reviews and see what other riders are saying about the new Alta 2. If you still have questions after that, feel free to reach out to our customer service team. They're all riders, happy to help you get set up for your next ride. I want to thank you for joining Spurgeon and I and checking out the all-new Alta 2 from REAX. I'm Pat. I'll see you in the next video.